Dr. Emily had been on call for nearly 24 hours straight when she received an urgent page from the pediatric ward. A young child, Timmy, was running a dangerously high fever, and his parents were frantic. Rushing to the room, Emily prepared herself for another routine checkup in a long night of emergencies. When she entered, the scene was as expected, worried parents hovering over their sick child. Timmy, a small boy with a mop of curly hair, looked pale and weak in the hospital bed. Dr. Emily wasted no time in examining him, checking his temperature and pulse while asking the parents about his symptoms. As she focused on her medical routine, a door creaked open behind her. Emily turned, expecting to see Timmy's mother, but froze in shock. Standing in the doorway was a man she never expected to encounter in her medical career, Mark Reynolds, her high school sweetheart. Mark, tall and ruggedly handsome with a hint of weariness in his eyes, stared back at her with equal surprise. The last time they had seen each other was over a decade ago, when they had parted ways after graduation to pursue their separate paths in life. Emily had chosen medicine, while Mark had gone into business, their lives diverging in ways they couldn't have predicted. "Emily?" Mark's voice broke the silence, disbelief coloring his tone. Emily blinked, trying to compose herself. "Mark? I didn't know." Timmy's mother, sensing the tension, introduced herself as Sarah, Mark's wife. She quickly explained Timmy's symptoms while shooting curious glances at Emily and Mark, who stood awkwardly by the door. As Emily continued her examination, memories flooded back. She and Mark had been inseparable in high school, dreaming of futures together that never quite materialized. Life had pulled them apart, but here they were, brought back together by the unlikeliest of circumstances, a sick child and a chance encounter in a hospital room. After stabilizing Timmy and prescribing treatment, Emily excused herself, promising to check in again later. Mark lingered behind, unsure of what to say. Sarah squeezed his hand, sensing his turmoil. Later that night, Emily found a moment to collect her thoughts in the hospital lounge. She couldn't shake the whirlwind of emotions, surprise, nostalgia, and a hint of longing for the life they might have had. The next day, as she prepared to discharge Timmy, Sarah approached her with a tentative smile. "Thank you, Dr. Emily, for everything you've done for Timmy. And I hope you and Mark can catch up sometime." Emily nodded, touched by Sarah's kindness. She realized that life had a funny way of bringing people together, even after years of separation. As she walked away, she couldn't help but wonder what the future held, not just for Timmy, but for the unexpected connection she had rediscovered in the midst of a busy hospital ward. In the days that followed, Emily found herself thinking more and more about Mark. Their unexpected reunion had stirred up memories she thought she had long put to rest. She wondered what he was doing now, what his life had been like since they last saw each other. One evening, while checking patient charts in the hospital's administrative office, Emily received a message on her work phone. It was from Mark. He had found her contact information through the hospital directory and wanted to talk. Heart pounding, Emily hesitated for a moment before dialing his number. The phone rang twice before Mark answered, his voice slightly nervous. "Emily? Hi, it's Mark." "Hi, Mark," Emily replied, trying to keep her tone casual. There was a brief silence, filled with unspoken questions and emotions. Finally, Mark spoke. I wanted to apologize for how everything happened back then. We were young, and I didn't handle things well." Emily sighed softly, feeling a weight lift off her shoulders. "It's okay, Mark. We both had our own paths to follow." They talked for hours that night, catching up on the past decade of their lives. Mark had married Sarah shortly after college, and they had built a successful business together. Emily shared her journey through medical school, her residency, and her dedication to pediatric care. As they spoke, Emily realized how much they had both grown and changed since high school. Yet, beneath the years apart, there was still a connection, a shared history that had shaped them both. A few days later, Emily and Mark met in person for the first time since their reunion in Timmy's hospital room. They chose a quiet cafe near the hospital, where they could talk freely without interruptions. Over cups of coffee, they reminisced about their teenage adventures, laughed at old inside jokes, and shared their hopes and dreams for the future. Emily found herself enjoying Mark's company, his easy smile and genuine interest in her work as a pediatrician. As they parted ways that evening, Emily couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude for the unexpected turn of events. Timmy's illness had brought her face to face with her past, but it had also given her a chance to reconnect with someone who had once meant so much to her. Driving home, Emily reflected on the complexity of life's twists and turns. Sometimes, the most unexpected encounters can lead to profound moments of reflection and growth. She didn't know what the future held for her and Mark, but she was grateful for the opportunity to rediscover a connection that had never truly faded away. Thank you so much for watching this video. I put a link down below about something very interesting you'll like. Go check that out. Subscribe for more daily content. See you on the next one.